Welcome back to Mysterious Case. As always, we wish you a wonderful day. And don't forget to keep yourself and your loved ones safe. The videos on our channel are solely for informational and educational purposes, not to incite violence. We deeply understand the loss of victims and their families, empathizing with the pain they endure. Before diving into today's case, let's explore a bit about Switzerland. It's a small nation nestled in the heart of Europe, renowned for its majestic natural beauty and rare tranquility. Covering just about 41,000 square kilometers, Switzerland is a crossroads of French, German, and Italian cultures, creating a uniquely diverse identity. With a population of around 9 million, its charming capital, Bern, and its bustling modern city, Zurich, stand out. Switzerland is celebrated for its awe-inspiring Alps, home to famous ski resorts like Zermatt and St. Moritz, and thousands of crystal-clear lakes like Lake Geneva and Lake Lucerne. Basel, the setting of the Christina Joksimović case, is a distinctive city at the tri-border of Switzerland, France, and Germany. With its red stone buildings, Gothic cathedral, and the Rhine River flowing through, Basel blends historic charm with modernity. Known for its art museums, international fairs, and peaceful atmosphere, it's hard to imagine a horrific crime occurring here. Binningen, a small town near Basel where Christina's family lived, further paints Switzerland as an idyllic land with quaint houses and tight-knit communities. Switzerland also shines with its thriving economy, home to global brands like Nestlé and Rolex, and international banks. The country boasts a high standard of living, top-tier education, and a policy of peaceful neutrality, steering clear of international conflicts. Yet, the Christina Joksimović case shattered this perfect image, reminding us that even in a serene society, personal tragedies can strike. Switzerland, with all its beauty and prosperity, remains a place where heartbreaking stories like Christina's leave a lasting mark, prompting communities to confront social issues like domestic violence. This is Christina Joksimović, born in 1986 in Switzerland, a remarkable woman admired for her beauty and talent. Of Serbian descent, she grew up in the serene Binningen area near Basel, with its red stone houses and poetic Rhine River. From a young age, Christina displayed confidence and determination. In 2003, she won Miss Northwest Switzerland and reached the finals of Miss Switzerland in 2007. With her captivating presence, she graced prestigious catwalks, becoming a symbol of beauty in the country. Beyond modeling, Christina proved herself a skilled entrepreneur. After stepping away from the runway, she launched a model coaching business, helping young women confidently enter the fashion industry. She offered courses on runway skills, walking in heels, and preparing for beauty pageants. Additionally, Christina worked as an IT consultant for Google while running her Catwalk Coach brand, inspiring confidence and femininity. Her clients included major names like Mercedes-Benz, HP, and Philips. Christina was also a devoted mother to her two young daughters, Vera Clara, born 2020, and Kira Sophie, born 2021. On social media, she shared heartwarming moments with her family, from picnics to simple selfies. Friends cherished her for her kindness, warmth, and dedication. She wasn't just a successful woman, but an inspiration to those around her, especially young women chasing their dreams. However, behind the glamour of her career and seemingly happy family life, Christina's world hid unimaginable tragedy. The case, unfolding in February 2024, revealed a heartbreaking story about this talented woman. Markus Ryban, Christina Joksimović's husband, is a highly controversial figure in the shocking Binningen case. Born in 1983, Mark grew up in a wealthy family, with his father being a renowned millionaire and lawyer. Backed by his family's support, Mark had a privileged start. He served in the Swiss Air Force, studied at the University of St. Gallen, and is said to have attended Stanford University. With a strong academic background, Mark became an expert in change management and lean, agile business operations. He also ran his own company, describing himself on LinkedIn as a purpose-driven entrepreneur, dedicated to sharing value with others. However, behind his polished success, Mark was not well liked by those close to Christina. Her friends described him as temperamental, arrogant, and at times behaving like a spoiled child. Some remarked that his life seemed dull, trapped in a monotonous world of work. On social media, his posts revolved primarily around business, lacking warmth or emotion, a stark contrast to Christina, who radiated positivity and family devotion. Mark and Christina married in 2017 in a lavish ceremony at a Swiss castle. To outsiders, they appeared to be the perfect couple, with 2 adorable daughters and a prosperous life. However, those close to them revealed that their relationship was far from harmonious. Some of Christina's friends disclosed that the couple faced numerous crises, particularly in the months leading up to the tragedy. There were even instances when police were called to their home due to violent disputes. These warning signs went largely unnoticed, and no one suspected that Mark was concealing a terrifying dark side, which culminated in the horrific tragedy of February 2024. On February 12, 2024, an unusual event shattered the peaceful life in Binningen, Switzerland. Christina Joksimović, a devoted mother, unexpectedly failed to pick up her 2 young daughters from kindergarten at the end of the day. This was entirely out of character, as Christina always prioritized her children and never missed picking them up. Concerned, the school contacted the girls' grandparents. When calls to Christina went unanswered, the family grew increasingly alarmed. Adding to their unease, Markus Ryban, Christina's husband, also did not respond to calls. The grandparents rushed to the school to pick up the children, and then headed to the couple's luxurious home in Binningen to investigate. There, they encountered Mark, whose demeanor left them stunned. He appeared calm, even cheerful, as if nothing was amiss. When asked about Christina, he casually remarked, "She does this sometimes. She'll probably be back in a few hours," before inviting Christina's parents for a drink and chatting as if everything was normal. Mark's nonchalant behavior raised suspicions in Christina's father, a cautious and perceptive man. Instead of leaving as Mark suggested, he decided to stay and search the house himself. The large home, with its many rooms and secluded spaces, made the task daunting. He moved through the living room, bedrooms, and hidden corners. Finally, he descended to the basement, where a laundry room, built like a bunker with thick concrete walls and a sturdy steel door, awaited. It was here that a horrifying discovery lay in wait. A moment that would change everything and expose the dark truth about Christina's fate. When Christina Joksimović's father entered the laundry room in the basement of their Binningen home on the evening of February 12, 2024, the space felt more like an isolated bunker than a typical laundry area, with its thick concrete walls and sturdy steel door. In the corner, he noticed several large garbage bags piled up. What chilled him to the bone was a glimpse of blonde hair protruding from one of the bags. With a sinking feeling, he approached and opened it. The sight that greeted him nearly broke him. You can guess what it was. In panic and anguish, he fled the house, screaming for help and immediately calling the police. Within minutes, authorities arrived at the scene. They quickly confirmed that Christina Joksimović was deceased, and the evidence pointed directly to her husband, Markus Ryban, as the primary suspect. The garbage bags in the laundry room contained Christina's dismembered remains, clear proof of an attempt to conceal the crime. Police promptly arrested Mark for questioning. What made the case even more chilling was Mark's demeanor when confronted. When Christina's father recounted finding his daughter's body, Mark appeared shocked, not out of guilt, but seemingly because he hadn't expected his crime to be uncovered so quickly. As he was being led away, he callously told Christina's parents that they had stayed too long, and things would have been easier if they hadn't found the body. This cold indifference stunned Christina's family and the Basel community. The case was not only a family tragedy but also a shock to Switzerland, where such brutal crimes are exceedingly rare. Basel police swiftly sealed off the crime scene and launched an investigation. Their findings not only confirmed Christina's death, but also exposed the sheer brutality of the crime. The investigation report revealed that Christina had been savagely murdered by her husband, Markus Ryban. Based on marks on her neck, medical experts concluded she was strangled to death. But the horror didn't end there. Mark didn't stop at killing his wife. He used a saw, knife, and garden shears to dismember her body. The autopsy report detailed that he decapitated her, broke her hip joints, and separated bones from their sockets. Some body parts were ground up in an industrial blender, while others were dissolved in chemical solutions. Notably, Christina's uterus was the only organ carefully removed from her body, leading investigators to suspect Mark suffered from severe psychological disorders. Additionally, Christina's body bore multiple pre-mortem injuries from violence, including cuts on her cheek, under her eyebrow and nose, as well as bruises on her legs, shoulders, and head. Some of her hair had also been torn out. While committing these gruesome acts, Mark reportedly watched several YouTube videos on his phone, but refused to provide the passcode to police, raising suspicions he was hiding further secrets. All of this took place in the secluded laundry room, where Mark spent hours disposing of his wife's body. Shockingly, after completing the act, he calmly welcomed Christina's parents, drank wine, and chatted as if nothing had happened. This chilling composure led investigators to conclude that Mark exhibited signs of a severe personality disorder. After his arrest on February 12, 2024, for his involvement in Christina Joksimović's death, Mark Ryban provided contradictory statements that deepened investigators' suspicions about his motives and mental state. Initially, Mark denied killing his wife, claiming he found Christina dead in the laundry room, and, in a panic, decided to dismember her body to conceal the death. This story quickly unraveled as forensic evidence ruled out suicide or any other cause of death. Under pressure from police and confronted with crime scene findings, Mark changed his story. He admitted to killing Christina but insisted it was self-defense, alleging she attacked him with a knife during an argument, forcing him to fight back. However, forensic experts completely debunked this claim. Marks on Christina's neck confirmed she was strangled, with no evidence of a knife attack or defensive actions by Mark. Her body also bore pre-mortem injuries, including bruises and torn hair, indicating severe violence before her death. Mark's contradictory statements not only exposed his attempts to cover up the crime, but also drew attention to his bizarre behavior post-murder. Far from showing remorse, he remained cold and even defiant, refusing to provide the passcode to his phone, which might contain evidence of the YouTube videos he watched while dismembering his wife. This strengthened suspicions that he was hiding something significant. Investigators also noted that his meticulous handling of the body, using a blender and dissolving parts in chemicals, suggested a carefully planned act, not a spontaneous one. These details raised major questions about Mark's psychological state and the true motives behind this horrific crime. Despite Mark Ryban's polished image as a successful entrepreneur, his past revealed troubling signs of violence that shed light on the tragedy of Christina Joksimović. According to a former girlfriend, Mark repeatedly displayed violent behavior in their relationship before meeting Christina. She disclosed that he once threatened to throw her out of a moving car, and even deliberately ran over her foot in a fit of rage. During other arguments, he was accused of choking her or shoving her forcefully against a wall. These incidents continued until April 2016, just months before Mark began his relationship with Christina. Unaware of Mark's history, Christina entered their marriage in 2017, believing she had found the ideal partner. However, according to her friends, their relationship was far from the blissful facade portrayed on social media. Many noted Mark's controlling and selfish tendencies, particularly in parenting their two daughters. He treated the girls as his perfect project, often sidelining Christina in major decisions. One friend recalled how Mark organized the children's birthdays in a divisive manner, separating the families to assert his dominance. In the months leading up to Christina's death, friends noticed her growing stress. There were indications she was planning to divorce Mark, unable to tolerate his oppressive behavior. On several occasions, police were called to their home due to arguments escalating into violence. Despite this, Christina maintained the image of a happy family, likely to protect her young daughters. These simmering conflicts, combined with Mark's violent past, seem to have culminated in a tragic end. Regrettably, no one recognized or intervened in time to prevent the catastrophe that unfolded in February 2024. Following his arrest on February 12, 2024, for the alleged murder and dismemberment of Christina Joksimović, Mark Ryban faced intense scrutiny from Swiss authorities. However, his actions and demeanor while in custody further raised concerns about his unstable mental state. Immediately after his arrest, Mark repeatedly sought bail, filing appeals with the Basel Landschaft Court of Coercive Measures, the Cantonal Court, and ultimately the Swiss federal court. All requests were denied, with judges citing the severity of the crime and Mark's attempts to conceal it as evidence of his danger to society. Investigators also noted troubling signs in Mark's psychology. He showed no remorse or grief for his wife's death. Instead, he displayed a chilling coldness, particularly when confronting Christina's parents shortly after the crime. Forensic and psychological experts suggested that his meticulous dismemberment, hours spent processing the body, and calm interaction with the victim's family pointed to signs of a personality disorder. Notably, the careful removal of Christina's uterus was seen as indicative of a complex psychological disturbance, though no official diagnosis was confirmed. Additionally, Mark refused to cooperate with police on key matters. He withheld the passcode to his phone, which might contain details about the YouTube videos he watched during the crime. This led investigators to suspect he was hiding further evidence or attempting to manipulate the narrative. His lack of cooperation, combined with his detached demeanor and relentless appeals, painted a picture of a man who was not only ruthless, but also highly calculating. These factors have made the case a focal point of public attention as the community awaits the court's final ruling. The death of Christina Joksimović not only left an indelible scar on her family, but also sparked a heated legal battle over the custody of her two young daughters, Vera Clara and Kira Sophie. After the tragedy in February 2024, Christina's parents and sister took on the responsibility of caring for the girls, striving to provide a safe and loving environment to help them cope with their loss. They sought to keep the children with them, shielding them from the painful memories and negative influence of Mark Ryban's actions. However, Christina's family faced a significant challenge when Mark's sister, backed by their father, a wealthy and prominent lawyer, declared her intent to gain custody of the children. Mark's sister argued that Christina's parents, due to their advanced age, lacked the health and energy to raise the young girls. This custody battle transcended emotional stakes, evolving into an uneven financial and legal struggle. With the Ribin family's substantial resources and experienced legal team, Christina's family feared they might lose their granddaughters. Many believed that, given Mark's brutal actions, his family should not have access to the children, as they might distort the narrative about their criminal father, further harming Vera and Kira's psychological well-being. The pain for Christina's family deepened as they grappled with a double loss: the death of Christina, and now the potential loss of her children. The home that was once Christina's sanctuary now stands abandoned, with children's toys and an outdoor oven overgrown with weeds. In front of the house, bouquets, framed photos, and crosses have been placed to honor Christina, a testament to the love she left behind. The fight for custody is not merely a legal matter, but a determined effort to preserve Christina's emotional legacy as a mother who devoted her life to her daughters. Christina Joksimović was not only a victim of a horrific crime but also a symbol of strength, talent, and love. As a model, entrepreneur, and devoted mother, she inspired hundreds of women through her catwalk coaching and confidence mentoring. Despite her many achievements, Christina remained warm-hearted, always ready to listen and support her friends and family. Her passing in February 2024 left an irreplaceable void, not only in the hearts of her loved ones, but also in the Basel community, where she was a source of pride. Her case shocked the public not only for its brutality, but also as a stark warning about the hidden dangers in seemingly perfect relationships. Friends of Christina emphasized that the happy facade on social media often masks the truth. Signs of domestic violence, such as escalating arguments and Mark's controlling behavior, were overlooked, leading to devastating consequences. The case serves as a reminder to stay vigilant, not just for oneself, but for those around us, to recognize and intervene before it's too late. Legally, as of April 2025, Mark Ryban's trial is still pending. In Switzerland, murder carries a sentence of 10 years to life imprisonment, though even a life sentence allows for parole after 15 years. This raises concerns for Christina's family, who fear Mark could return to society too soon. Meanwhile, the custody battle for Christina's daughters, Vera Clara and Kira Sophie, continues, with hopes that the girls will grow up surrounded by the love of their maternal family, far from their father's shadow. Christina's legacy endures through the values she championed: confidence, compassion, and family love. The flowers and drawings left in front of her abandoned home testify to the community's affection for her. This case is not just a tragedy, but a call to action to protect women like Christina, ensuring no one suffers in silence. As for my thoughts on the case, the evidence against Mark Ryban, his contradictory statements, forensic findings, and history of violence, suggests a calculated and brutal act, making a conviction highly likely. Given the severity of the crime, a life sentence seems probable, though the possibility of parole after 15 years may feel unjust to Christina's family. The custody battle adds another layer of heartbreak, and I hope the court prioritizes the girls' well-being, keeping them with Christina's family to honor her memory. What are your thoughts on this case? Do you think Mark Ryban will be convicted? Share your opinions in the comments below. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for updates from Mysterious Case. Goodbye, and see you next time.